Eric Pellet taking on Chuck King, and you're going to hear a lot of noise as these two guys can light it up. And the more they light it up, the louder the crowd will get.
The more we like it.
Yeah.
You got a couple guys that on TV today are averaging
177.
over 175, right? 177. We could have some fun.
Well, there's certainly probably no strangers to each other. They've seen each other during other tournaments and travel teams and such, and looking for the bragging rights right here.
Exactly. I tell you, Mike, what's so great about this competition and the game of duck pins is that you are out there competing, and when they finish, they're going to shake hands, and they're not going to feel any different about each other than they did before they threw the first ball. And it's just...
So Eric posts a 10, and Chuck will step in, sort of the hometown crowd getting behind him.
The Middlesex Dome we're in.
They get it all going there. I wouldn't be surprised to see the waves. So Chuck dropping 9 again. He did that consistently throughout the first match here today, or his first match at least it was. Running up 175. Eric did a little bit of everything when he threw his 179. So there's the first mark of the match.
I tell you, Mike, some of the young bowlers might take note as they watch this match. You have two bowlers.
There they go.
They're going the wrong way, Mike. I'm telling you, you got to go this way.
Look at Chuck.
All right, you got to kind of work through this excitement.
Oh, look at that. Well, we've seen that happen a couple of times now where it gets everything going.
It may look like luck, but you create your own luck in this game, Mike. Yeah. I'm telling you, some of it, the portion of it, the fact that all 10 fell, but the fact that he had pins on the deck moving, he made that happen. Well, I was going to mention with the young bowlers, if they'd watch, you don't have to stand at the back of this approach and get a running start. If you watch Chuck, they're up. In most centers, there are 2-3 rows of dots. They're up forward of the back. Look at this shot.
Yeah.
All right.
Got it.
Get into this game, Mike.
Yeah. Here's a shot of Eric Pellet as he tries to pick up the mark, and we'll see how he does it.
Just like you're supposed to. But I tell you that there's the reason they're so solid at the line and able to put the turns on the ball that they put on it is because they're solid, and they're solid because they're not going too fast to get in position at the foul line. No pull on that one.
Yeah, that time I think he got a little humped up.
Yeah, that does happen. Like you get, you know you're going to blow 10 pins off of there, and your brain just doesn't wait for your body. You know, it's.
Also, the crowd, as being excited as they are, certainly transfers some of that to the bowlers.
Okay, a big opportunity for Chuck King with spare strike in the first and second. He'll be bowling frames number 3 and 4 with Eric 32 in the second as he made the 5-7 and sort of ripped 3 off the side. 2 big frames for Chuck King.
Slight experience difference for Chuck.
Now there's a little luck.
A little fortunate, yep.
1/2 inch to the left, and he winds up with a 2 count and a probably not a spare that you're going to make, and it just turns things around. And these are frames that the opponent reflects back on, but Chuck's able to forget that bad ball and make the spare and go to the next frame, as you're going to see him do. And I tell you, he has a lot on the ball. The pins
he
are
sure
just...
did. He threw the pin all the way over to lane number 5, and in fact, he'll have to clean it out here as it's in the channel.
Third of the way up the channel, and I mean, it come out of that corner rapidly. And it's really not the speed of the ball that's causing that. He's a relatively short approach, but he gets in such a good position to snap that ball.
Another 9 drop.
Confidence is an amazing thing, Mike, and I think we've seen 2 games that what it does for a young bowler. Both of these bowlers, of course, now Chuck's sort of taken a little bit of Eric's confidence away from him again with this run and start. And head-to-head bowling, it's just so important to do that, to let your opponent know that he's not just bowling the pins. If you can get his attention and make him bowl you, and you're running like Chuck King is, and he just walked off the lanes with 1, what, 75, as Eric had to set and watch after his 179. So good ball.
Good ball, drops 9, leaves the 7 pin.
I bet 7 of the pins he knocked down were in the left corner, and just amazingly enough, none of them touched the 7. Yep. Big shot here.
Yeah, he needs this one to get a little confidence and to climb back in the match score-wise.
Well, you can't. You know, you have a little bit of a letdown because you know you're 27 pins down, and you're looking for strikes to catch up, and you throw a blast, and you break 9, and you really have to settle yourself down and make the spare. Otherwise, you're going to fall further behind.
Everybody's pulling all the stops out. They get the terrible towel working up there.
This is what you love about these young matches. Yeah. You know, they're just... Look
at that strike.
Oh, how big was the 7 pin the last frame, Mike? We might want to reflect back on that a little later in this game because Eric put 2 balls where they needed to be. Unfortunately, he didn't carry the 7 in frame 4, made the spare, 62 plus in the 5th. Chuck King 69 plus in the 4th, bowling frame 5. Had things pretty much going his way.
I'd say so.
I mean, that was a good ball. He really, you can sit back. If you're the opponent, you say he deserved a 7-8. But he put the ball where it needed to be, and he moved some pins around. He's shooting a number 8.
He still has to take advantage of it to put the mark on the board. Still got to hit the single pin. He's got it.
Again,
5 in a row.
Looking at 2 bowlers with pretty basic games, and
Chuck is saying, I don't know those people, and after the match, I will have nothing to do with them.
I'm going to head for lane 40, right?
Well, composes himself, and off he rolls.
Okay, a little pull, but see, the ball's so active that instead of the 3 that I would get off the side, or the 4, pins all over the lane, he broke. And this is very makeable for Chuck King. He has the 3, 5, and 7, and he really have a lot of places you can hit this. The main thing, you want to hit the number 3 pin. You can hit it tight, you can hit it outside, you can use the wall, but you got to hit it.
Yeah, you got to hit it.
See there, I think he made a mental mistake. He wanted to slide that. And with the sidewalls and the active ball that he's throwing, see, he hit it real heavy, almost picked it. And I would venture to say if you hit the 3 pin on that shot, Mike, that you're going to make that shot half the time at Fairlanes, Middlesex, because of the liveness of the boards, wherever you hit the 3. It'll be hard to miss it.
Working on a strike.
He needs another one. Got a shot. A little weak.
A little tentative there, I think.
Well, understandably. There was a case where you're trying to throw a strike instead of just delivering the ball and letting the ball do the work. He wanted to stay on the head pin, and then it's not really a mistake. Oh, so close. And there's a shot that I think if you ask 10 professional bowlers, good ones, how do you shoot that shot, you may get 10 answers. I think you have to do what Eric just did. You shoot it at the hole, hope to catch the 3 off the left wall. Well, he's got to put himself back together and just put a strike up there in frame, or spare a strike in frame 7 and give Chuck something to think about rather than just letting him run to the finish line. 29 pin lead by Chuck King.
There's a strike.
There's been a couple pins in this game, Mike, at the right time that could really have turned this match around. There's 29 pins difference, but I don't think from our standpoint, people watching the match, you really see a 29 pin difference.
Chuck King back in for frame number 7. Pushes through the middle.
Well, and he still kicks a pin. You know, that may have been 3 for most people, but he pushed 6 through the middle instead of 3. And over the course of the year, that's what allows you to carry 141 instead of 135. Of course, and he knows how to get 10 out of this. Again, as live as his ball is, hit the front pin. Anything can happen.
He picked up 3. Have the 3rd ball here to try to pick up the full 10.
That's upsetting to a bowler. It really is. You have a pin on the lane and a ball in your hand, and to walk off that lane with less than 10 is just no excuse for it.
Things are going to tighten up considerably if Eric Pellet can come up with a big fill for his strike. There's a strike of his own. He does get a lot of action on the deck. Almost looks like he sends pins in search of certain pins that are standing.
It's amazing how the good bowler looks lucky, isn't it?
Well, here's Eric's opportunity in the match to make something happen. Working on a strike. Drops 8.
5-8 remaining in a must see. I mean, the man's been in a must situation since frame 1. You know, it's regardless of the outcome, Mike. This has been a lot of fun and very exciting.
Sure has, and all the bowlers should hold their heads high because they've done an outstanding job.
Well, and it just proof that even in the duckpin game, the crowd does create the atmosphere and the attitude of what takes place. And I think it's been a lot of fun for everybody involved, including the crowd and the participants. He's just not quite kicking the pins. I tell you what happens. I don't think that Eric's speed, I think he's jacked it up a notch or so, and it happens so easy when you bowl somebody like Chuck King, who naturally throws the ball a little harder than Eric. And I think another wiggle that he's had about 3 wiggles this game that had he carried him, we'd have quite a match.
And I'll tell you, it doesn't have to be a lot, too. It can be just a fraction faster than you usually throw, and it could throw your game off.
Well, what it does is the speed increases, the revolutions decrease, and they're working against you. So, you know, there are some bowlers, and on certain days where you can really, you can feel it, and you can step up the speed and the revolutions. But that's the better bowler on his good day. Swede Labors has that ability. You can watch Swede, and he'll bowl at different speeds on different days. And when he gets locked in, it's amazing. I think it's one of the hardest things in the game to do, is vary your speed.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, last year's championship match, Chuck did about the same thing. Got out quickly and then made his opponent play catch-up. And he did it both times in the 2 matches we've seen him do today.
I tell you, both of these young bowlers have been very impressive to me. I'm telling you, every ball they've thrown has been with a purpose and the proper purpose. And you have Eric can shoot 151, and if Chuck tends, it's not finished. And you've been at Middlesex when some crazy things have happened.
Right on these lanes, as a matter of fact.
Was that 5 and 6 of that ball walked across the lane for John Gordon? It was the, what did we call it? The strike heard around the world. And all I can remember when I think back on that is poor Wes O'Donnell. I mean, it just was taken from him, and he had nothing to say about it.
Well, here's a 10 frame coming up.
Well, I tell you, you want to hit this pin.
I was going to say. There's opportunities for Eric Pellet. He's got to be perfect on 3, but he's got nothing to lose. Let's see what happens. Chuck could have shut him out there with a spare in the 10th.
Of course, the situation being, as soon as Eric throws a ball that is not a strike, the match is over.
Let's see how he responds. He does have a slim window of opportunity as you take a look at Eric Pellet on lane number 6, Fair Lanes Middlesex.
Strike. Well, there you have it, Mike, but he went down fighting. Good match.
Yeah. So Chuck King has defended his championship here in these U.S. Youth Duckpin Invitational Tournament. See him close his eyes saying, whew.
Glad it wasn't 11 frames, right?
Yeah, left the door open.
Well, Chuck went open 4 out of the last 5 frames, and just a good match.
Yeah, exciting match. Everyone enjoyed it. 150-130. Chuck King over Eric Pellet. We'll be back to wrap things up here from Fair Lanes Middlesex after this. Back here to Fair Lanes Middlesex, Baltimore, Maryland. I'm Mike Sella, with me Joe Ryanair, and the winner of the boys division here, defending his championship from the first tournament to the second one, Chuck King. And Chuck, congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe got off to that quick start in both matches, and that obviously was a factor.
Well, he sure did, and I tell you, he bowled beautifully, and as we all know, Chuck's going to be moving on to the adult duckpin world as he's going to turn 22 in April, and if you ever need a doubles partner, Chuck, give me a call.
Okay.
Again, Chuck, thanks very much. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. For Joe Ryanair and Chuck King, I'm Mike Sella. See you again next time, everybody.